You know what? When I got introduced here in December, you guys were clapping, and I wanted to tell you to calm down. I haven't done clapping on you yet, but now you can keep on clapping. But clap for the assistant coaches that work their tails off. Really, I'm thankful. You know, when I got here, I inherited James Jefferson and Jaime Martinez, Bradley Chavez, and I didn't know what I was getting with those guys, and they did a heck of a job getting this thing together. You think about it now. I got here January 5th. And January 5th, I said, well, where's our recruiting board? And there's a blank white board. Nobody was on that team, right? And they have 25 guys that these guys went out and found in really less than a month and got them signed up. It's an unbelievable job by these guys. And before I get started, I want to thank some other people because it kind of feels like I'm writing an Oscar speech here. So I want to make sure I wrote people's names down. But Hannah Lance, Hannah works in the department here, did an unbelievable job in terms of getting our transcripts organized, getting our people in order with the academic people on campus. Really, this, in a lot of ways, the other coaches will attest to this. This department would not run without Hannah Lance in a lot of ways. And so I'm thankful for her. Marcus Dancer did a great job in this whole process as well. Ruben Cantu, saw him wandering around. He did a great job in organizing things and really being a tour guide here in the facility. Joe Beedra and Coach Brock, and Kelvin has been a right-hand man in this thing. And the people on campus. Kind of the theme that you guys will get from this recruiting class and why people, I believe, are excited about this place, why this place is a place where championships have been in the past, is because of the people here. It's unbelievable. From Jessica Thomas in financial aid, she did a great job with people. Gina Smith over in housing. Sarah, there's a girl named Sarah. I don't know her last name. I'm trying to find her last name. But she took time off during Martin Luther King Day to do tour guides with our guys, and she was unbelievable. And we had advisors from different departments come over and work with our guys. And so the people here, and you guys know this, it's new to me because I've been here for a month, but the people here are so willing to make this place great. And that's what's encouraging as a head coach, talking with our assistants and getting them fired up about this place. This place can be special because of you guys, the people. So I appreciate that. Now, like I mentioned, Jaime and James and Bradley Chavez and myself, we got together on January 5th, that Monday, and we saw no names on the board. What are we going to do? And kind of the plan that we put into place, and pretty much our exact words, let's go out and hit as many high schools as we can here in the area, up in San Antonio, in Houston, and kind of in between, and see how many coaches we can get our faces in front of. And if we signed one guy, that was going to be kind of icing on the cake. We wanted to get out there and show our vision and our excitement of what this program could be. And that's what we did. So for 2 weeks, that's all we did. We were on the road talking to people, getting people interested, trying to convince them to come down and take visits here at Kingsville. And to say that we've got 25 young men, and that list is growing today. We got 25 young men is really a tribute to a lot of people. Like I said, we want to focus on the local town first and foremost. I went into some schools in Corpus Christi myself. That's going to kind of be my recruiting area, and not to say anything negative about anybody in the past, but they hadn't seen a coach from Kingsville in a few years. And so to be able to go in there and get them excited about the vision that we've got for this place was really cool. And we got 4 guys from the Corpus area that are signed with us, and I'll talk about each of them, and they're all outstanding players. We got 1 kid from the Valley, and then the rest are from those other areas I talked about, especially Houston and San Antonio. So let's talk about each of these, and then afterwards, if you guys have questions, just fire them at me. Like Kelvin said, Miles Carr. And this is a guy that really our new defensive coordinator. I'm going to introduce those guys after I'm done talking about our players because I want to focus first on this because this is their day, our recruits. But our new defensive coordinator, David Brown, he coached with this kid at Fresno State when he was there, and this kid was looking for a home. He was a backup to a guy that's starting the NFL right now for 2 years, and circumstances made it where he did not win the starting job this last year. I've watched him throw from my office. I got Marcus. I'm not cheating there, Marcus, but watching it from my office, right? I'm not organizing anything, Marcus. But those guys are out watching out throw, and he can throw the ball. Now, whether or not he knows what cover 2 is or cover 3 and how to read a defense, that's still to be seen. But he can throw the football. So I'm excited about Miles Carr. He's a 6'2", 215-pound quarterback, and he's been out doing our early morning workouts. Not so much in a vocal leadership way, but he's leading very much by example right now, and I think the guys are picking up on that. Just going to go down this list. Confidence Arkoko, who was a defensive end, defensive lineman, linebacker type guy that we recruited out of Fort Bend Clements High School up in the Sugarland area. He's 6'1", 231. And when you look at this kid, he is a kid that he is a football player, right? He's built like a rock. He's going to knock your head off, and we're excited to get him on our defensive side of the ball. Very excited about confidence. Omar Wilkins is the next one, and he's an offensive lineman out of Elkins High School in Houston, Texas. When wherever I've been, whether it's Division II or Division I level, you cannot sign enough offensive linemen. As you look at our sheets, you'll see that's the case. Those guys on the offensive side of the ball, if we don't have those guys, I mean, we could have Tom Brady at quarterback, and we're going to suffer on offense. And so we had a real big effort to go out and get some offensive linemen. And Omar Wilkins, a 6'1", 300-pound guy, he's going to be an interior guy. And for that size body, he's got tremendous feet. He can move, he can pull. We're going to be doing a little bit of different things on offense where we're going to have our offensive linemen pull and run some power game stuff, and he's able to do that. I'm excited to have him. The next guy, Alex Merchant, is a 5'11", 190-pound safety out of Dulles High School there in Houston, Texas. And again, if you look at this kid, I mean, he came in, and he did it right now. He came in, and he had this tight blue shirt on, all muscled out, and he recruited us now. You know, he came here, we recruited him. He recruited us just by the way he presented himself. Very bright kid. He's going to be an unbelievable player. He's a safety that'll come up and hit you. Before I go on too far on this list, though, I want to speak on this before these guys, talking about how bright these guys are. We're very excited about the quality of guys they are on the football field, right? We did a great job with that. But something that was really important to us, the coaching staff, is to get guys that are going to stay here. And what I mean by that, they're going to love it here, which that's our job to make them love it here. But they're going to do their parts across campus, right? And this is an unbelievable number. I had no idea what this number was until Parker Cundiff, where Parker at. He came and told me this today. The cumulative GPA of our 25 guys that we've signed right now is 3.4. And so that tells you about the caliber of student that we're getting also. That's an unbelievable number to me. Now, it's on us, on Hannah. Hannah's not here right now. It's on Hannah to keep that thing going. But they're very capable in the classroom also. Next guy, Shannon Joseph, is an outside linebacker, defensive end kid out of Hightower High School up in the Houston, Fresno area, Fresno, Texas. Shannon, and as talking with Coach Brown and getting our things together on defense, how we want to recruit our defense, we want to get length, right? We want to get guys that can rush the passer and have length, whether it's height, long arms, and Shannon certainly brings that. He's a guy that played defensive end in high school. He can be an outside linebacker for us. He can be a defensive end, possibly even be a rover-type safety guy with his athleticism. But he's got long arms, he's got length, and he gets after the quarterback. And the way recruiting is these days, you guys can go take this list here and hit the internet. You guys can look at every one of their highlights, and you can see what we got and critique us. But he certainly is going to hit the quarterback in the highlights that you watch. All right, the next guy is a 5'10", 225-pound linebacker, Ian Perry. He's out of Hightower High School also. We did a good job up there. This guy, he played fullback as a freshman, right? Excuse me, as a junior, his junior year that we watched. Now, as a senior, they moved him to linebacker, and you know, we watched both. And as watching him as a fullback, because we're going to use some of that stuff on our offense this year, and he's a guy that is not afraid to go hit a linebacker. And so That's what I liked from an offensive side of things. He stuck his nose in there and he was getting after people. Then you watch him on defense; it's the same thing. He's lighting people up. This guy loves to play hard football, and so he's gonna bring something to the table. Next guy down the list is Brandon Graham, who was an offensive tackle out of Richard King High School in Corpus Christi. Brandon has been coming to camps here for a couple of years. He's actually got a girlfriend that plays on our basketball team right now, and he's a 6'5", 290-pound offensive tackle out of Corpus Christi. Very excited to get a kid like this. We beat. I'm not going to tell you who we beat, but we beat conference champs in our conference on this guy. All right, he wanted to stick local, and he saw the vision, and he felt the excitement here. It probably didn't hurt that his girlfriend's going to school here also, but. He's going to be a good one for us. Next kid on the list is Justin Amanzada, who's a kicker punter out of Richard King High School there in Corpus. The first day I went out on the road, tell you a little bit about Justin, and talking to our coaches, and they say, yeah, we need to find kicker and punter. I mean, that's something we got to find. So, all right, well, let's go find some guys. And you know, as a guy, and I'm probably going to shoot myself in the foot here, but I've never loved special teams. You know, as a quarterback coach, as an offensive coordinator, you know, I dread seeing special teams out there because it's a way to put us in the hole sometimes, and it's a position that is really it's so undervalued, but it's so important. And as I was going around Corpus, trying to find out about linebackers, quarterbacks, receivers, you know, the guy that everybody mentioned to me is this kicker. They didn't know how to say his last name, Amanzada. This kicker that's over at King High School. They say he's the best guy that's been in the Corpus Christi area for 10 to 15 years. And so when I got to King, I talked to Coach, and he said, man, this guy would love to come to your place. And sure enough, we got him on a visit, and he fell in love with it, and so he's on board. So hopefully we've got a kicker for 4 years here. Nathan Turner's our next guy. He's a 6'2", 247-pound offensive lineman. So he's got some work to do to kind of girth up, but he's very athletic, right? So the goal is now when we get our strength coach going, his job is going to be to get some weight on this guy and have the proper weight on him because he's got some good feet. He was Coach Cundiff up at Warren High School was one of his assistant coaches, and he highly recommended this kid. Coach Jefferson went up and saw him, and the kid got fired up. And so we're excited to have him. Gary Stinnett is our next guy. Running back, a 6', 205-pound running back out of Stony Point High School. Now at Stony Point, I got to throw a couple of shout outs to Brooke Kniper and Sparky Flores. Fred don't know who those guys are, right? Couple trainers. Ruben knows them, right? They got us involved with these two guys, and so that's another thing. My new coaches don't know this yet, but as you go out in this area, right, whether it's San Antonio, that way, Houston up on the east side, and certainly in the valley in Corpus Christi, it's like every high school has either a Texas A&I or a Texas A&M guy, A&M Kingsville, and they all want to help, and so these two guys. You know, they called Coach Jefferson, hey, you got to take a look at this guy. And so we popped this film on, and again, he's a guy that he can play a few different positions for us. Being a guy that's going to coach the offense, I'm going to keep him on offense, Coach Brown. But he's a running back, fullback type of guy. He could very easily go and be a physical guy on defense, though, if we need it over there. And he's an angry runner. When he runs the football, he runs angry, and he's never fallen backward. He's always fallen forward, and he's going to be a good guy on our program. All right, the next guy, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit. Torrey Thomas out of Katy, Texas, Morton Ranch High School in Katy, Texas. He's 6'4", 210-pound tight end. All right, so he's got the ability to be a guy. And you guys know what I mean when I say he could be a guy. All right. When I was telling our coaches, I'd never seen it up in Colorado because up there in that conference, people recruit tight ends. They use tight ends. Down here, the schools want to spread it out and get 4 or 5 wide receivers on at a time. And so as we were watching tight ends, it blew my mind the caliber of guys that we could get at tight end down here. we got two very good ones. The first one I'm talking about now is Torrey, but they're guys that, if he was in Colorado, he'd be going to Colorado State. He's that type of guy. So we're very thankful to have him, fortunate to have him. Tyler Hansen, quarterback out of Sinton, Texas, 6'1", 185 pounds. All I got to do to talk to you about Tyler now, throw out the number 13,393. That's how many total yards this guy had as a quarterback in high school. That's rushing the ball and throwing the ball at 13,393 yards. And so what that tells you, he started for 4 years at Sinton High School. What that tells you, he's very productive, right? But when you're a starter for 4 years, and I don't care what high school you're at, you're going to learn to be a leader and have the intangible things that at the quarterback position you really need to have. And this guy brings it. I'm excited to have him get on campus. He's very smart. He understands what we've got at quarterback right now. He understands, our transfer coming in from Fresno State. And his words to me when I did a home visit last week is he's going to be our starter next year. That's his expectation, right? He did it as a freshman in high school. He wants to do it as a freshman in college. So we're excited about him. Very productive kid. Zachary Davis, we call him Zach. Safety, 6'1", 180-pound kid out of Austin High School in Sugar Land, Texas. Zach, when you watch him on film, he is very aggressive getting to the ball. He's a long guy, 6'1", 180 pounds. We're projecting him as a free safety, even a strong safety. He's got some range, but he comes up and hits you. And that's kind of the theme with our guys on defense. We did not want to have guys that were chicken, right? We didn't want to have guys that were going to shy away from being physical. So this guy fits that bill. Devin Mendez, who's another defensive back, 5'11", 185 pounds, out of Roosevelt High School in San Antonio. And Devin, he fits that bill again as well, as far as coming downhill, wrapping up, tackling. He's not afraid to do that, and so he's going to be a good addition as we try to find guys that are going to get physical on the defensive side of the ball. I told you we had two tight ends that we're very excited about. The other kid is Ro Posada out of Seven Lakes High School in Katy, Texas. Coach Martinez, how many high schools are there in Katy, Texas? 7. Okay, so we got a kid from 3 of them, right? All right, that's good. Katy, Texas plays good football. All right, Ro Posada, though, is 6'3", 215-pound guy at tight end. And when we play our offense now, you guys are going to notice we're going to use tight ends, right? Whether it's one tight end in the game, 2 tight ends, we'd like to get where we have 3 tight ends in the ball game at a time, just because it gives matchup problems. And these 2 guys that we signed this year are guys that can give the other team matchup problems. Ro is a guy that can play our what we're going to call our Y. He's our guy on the line of scrimmage. He can play our F. He's a guy that can move and get out in pass routes. He's going to be very productive. He can do a lot of different things for us in the offense. Justin Lofton is a DB out of Fort Bend Marshall High School in Missouri City, Texas. My press conference here, I told you I didn't know a lot about high school recruiting in Texas. I knew Dallas pretty well because I'd done that. I'm learning that Missouri City football is pretty good. We have a couple of kids on our team, and they both told me, separate of one another, that's the best high school football in the country. And, I got a buddy who says that the best high school football is played somewhere else in Texas. But these guys, I know there's good football played in Missouri City, and certainly Justin is going to bring it too. He's long. He's 6'1", 170 pounds. He can play really anywhere in the secondary, so we're excited to get him on board. Next guy is Jordan Martinez, who's out of New Braunfels up by San Antonio. He's 6 foot, 290-pound offensive lineman. And he's a little bit sawed off, and as we get going here, we want to get some length on the offensive side of the ball too. But Jordan, when you watch his film, you just cannot turn this guy down. For as big a guy as he is, he can move, and he is a physical dude when he gets into you. So we're excited to have Jordan as part of the program and look forward to him as well. Aaron Dilworth, right? The very first guy I met out recruiting was Aaron Dilworth. He's over at Flower Bluff High School in Corpus Christi area. Aaron is a 6'1", 180-pound receiver who I'm not going to tell you who we beat, but he turned down a full ride scholarship at an FCS school here in the state to come play for us. Right, so that's the type of player that Aaron is bringing to the table here. He understands the expectations we have in him. He's a very bright kid. Comes from a very good program there in Flower Bluff, and excited to see what he can do on the football field. Steven DeLuna, we're talking about length. This is our kid from the Valley. He's from Edinburgh Vela High School. Mike Salinas is the head coach down there, and he kind of put us in touch with this kid. He's a 6'2", 220-pound kid who, on film, plays fullback, which 6'2" is pretty tall for a fullback. He can play linebacker. He can probably play tight end for us. He's very versatile that way. He's athletic enough to do those things. So that's going to be a good one. Another kid who we beat out a full ride FCS program on is the next guy, Luke Spees, who's from, and I got to say this because his dad's watching the program right now. He's from the Katy Tigers. Right? So I had to promise I'd say that. Right? He's a 6'4", 290-pound offensive lineman. And I've been, when I go out and recruit, 18 years of coaching and recruiting, I like to pass offensive linemen off to the offensive line coach. I want to watch the skill guys, and as a head coach now, I got to pay closer attention to those guys. And this guy, the years I've watched offensive linemen, whether it's Division II or Division I, he is ready to play right now. He's very well coached up at Katy. He's for a big guy. He can move. He's got low leverage. He's got balance. And so I'm looking forward to getting Luke on campus. He's a very high GPA guy also. Malik Tisdale, 6'3", 220-pound kid. He's going to play linebacker for us, and he's out of Houston Lamar High School. Good program. Long kid. He's 6'3", 220. His arms are long. He's another one of those guys that in high school, he was playing a defensive end position. We're probably projecting more as an outside linebacker, maybe defensive end if he bulks up. But he turns the corner very quick, and he gets after the quarterback. And again, in our offense, in 2 years, in our defense, in 2 years from now, we want to be able to lead the nation in sacks. And so getting guys like this are guys that are going to help us do that. Ty Chisholm, next kid, we're recruiting him. He's a quarterback on film, and he knows what we're recruiting him as an athlete. And so we're gonna put him in that athletic category. He's also going to run track for us. He's a triple jumper. Might win the state this year, triple jump. 6'3", 190-pound kid out of Eagle Pass. He played quarterback for them. He can play receiver. He's got range where he can play safety. He gives a lot of options to us, and so excited to get him on board. Troy Irby is a kid out of San Antonio Brennan. Very good program there, San Antonio Brennan. And this kid, he's 5'10", 205 pounds. He's a running back, and he's built like a rock, and he'll hit you like a rock. Again, kind of the theme that I hope you're getting from us is both on offense and defense, we want to be physical, right? We want to take it to the teams we're playing. I believe, and I said that at my press conference when I got introduced, I believe that's the way we're going to win this conference. Is playing physical football and taking it to people, and that's what we've done with this class. And certainly Troy fits that bill as well. Christian McFerrin is another offensive lineman, 6'4", 265-pound kid out of Kingwood. He's long, he's athletic. He's got to put a little bit of weight on, but he's got the frame. He walked through this door here, 6'4", 265 pounds, and he looked like he's 6'4", 210 pounds because his body is that type of frame where he can put some more weight on. So excited to see what he can do in 4 years here. Now the last kid we'll talk about, and then open up to questions, is Nick Pelrian, who's a running back out of Houston Chavez. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. And of the running backs we recruited, he might be the fastest guy. He's got some wiggle to him. He can get to the outside and do some things that way. So we're excited about that. Before I take any questions, I want to take a couple seconds. Like I said, this day is for I want to talk about our players, so I'll ask questions about that. But I want to have my new coaches and all our coaches stand up for a second, introduce them all to you, because some of them are in different positions now. I'll start off with Ronnie Palmer. Ronnie is a graduate assistant. He was a graduate assistant at Colorado State these last 2 years. Ronnie played at the University of Arizona. He went to Spring High School in Houston. So he knows the Houston area very well. He's going to be instrumental in us being able to continue to recruit that area. Very excited to have Ronnie. He played in the professional area for a little while as well. And he's going to be a great coach. He's going to coach our defensive line. Jaime, go ahead and stand up. Jaime Martinez. I introduced Jaime one of our recruiting dinners as saying that he's an All-American running back for us at one point, and everybody laughed. Actually, Jaime is going to coach our running backs and our fullbacks now, and it's a great opportunity for Jaime to kind of further his knowledge of the offense. Sometimes when you get and I don't want to say stuck, but because I'm a football coach and my vocabulary is limited, I'm going to say the word stuck. Right? You get stuck in coaching a position sometimes where you don't expand your mind and learn the passing game, like the offensive line position. And so it's going to be great for Jaime to learn the passing game. I'm real excited to have him be able to help our running backs understand protections and the running game in terms of what they should be reading from an offensive lineman's perspective. So he's going to do a great job for us. Dave Brown. I've known David for a little over 10 years. He and I used to coach against each other. I'm 0 for 2 against David, by the way. He was a defensive coordinator at a rival team when I was the offensive coordinator, and always loved the defense that he ran. Very aggressive. Every year I coached against David, his defense led the nation in sacks. Right? 1 year, the defense led the nation rushing defense in one of the years we played against him. So I know what that defense can do, and I know what type of coach that he brings to the table here, and we're real excited to have him be a part of this. Phil Sersha. Phil's going to coach our offensive line. Phil and I have known each other for probably 8 years or so. Phil played for us when I was a coach at Colorado State, and then he became a graduate assistant for about 4 years at Colorado State. And so he knows the offense really probably better than I do in some ways, especially up front, and the terminology and the blocking assignments and things. He's going to be great in terms of getting our offensive line up to speed on what we want to do on offense. So he's been at Adams State the last couple of years, and I'm part of it. James, everybody knows James Jefferson. He's going to continue to coach our defensive backs, and James always makes a smile to our you guys know James. You guys know James. You know what I'm talking about. For a laugh. So he makes things good around our office. I'm excited to have him on staff. And then our graduate assistants. I got Parker Cundiff. Go ahead and stand up, Parker. Parker is Coach Cundiff's son, and he is going to help us out tremendously in the kicking game. Parker played up at UT San Antonio, and is going to help us out. I asked everybody in our staff today who knows anything about kicking. Everybody looked around and they said Siri. We call Parker Siri. If you got your iPhone, you understand he knows everything. All right, so Parker's going to be good for us. All right, Bradley Chavez. I'm really fortunate to have Bradley. I got to find a way to keep Bradley around here because he's got the ability to be a tremendous football coach in this profession for a long time. Did a great job recruiting for us. I got to find a way to keep him. Where is Kevin here? Oh, right from me. Kevin May, good. Kevin is coming to us. He's going to be a graduate assistant on the defensive side of the ball. He worked up at Wyoming last year with Coach Brown, and so he knows that defense very well. And we had a little deal where we got after our kids this morning, and Kevin's got his expertise in the weight room and strength and conditioning with us. So what we got to do to these guys? And so we had to do a little run with the players today. Thanks to Kevin on that one. And then Buddy Blevins. Buddy is coming to us. We stole Buddy from one of our rivals. He was a graduate assistant at Midwestern State, and he'd rather be here because he's known me for a little bit, and he's known some of the people I know. We've had some contact together with some other people, and he kind of felt the vision early, and we're excited to have Buddy. Buddy's going to work with our tight ends. He's worked with the receivers in the past, and so excited to have them. Did I miss anybody? Oh, TG was around. Trevor Guyton, make him stand up. TG was around last year. TG, and we all call him TG because we can't remember his name sometimes. That's my problem. It's Trevor Guyton. Trevor helped us in the defensive backfield. He's going to graduate this year, and I can try to find a way to keep Trevor around also because he helped out a big time way with recruiting. So thank you for that. Uh, so with that, I've been talking a lot. Does anybody have any questions on our recruiting class? You know what? And it's been my belief, really any school I've been at, and I've been fortunate enough everywhere I've been that it's kind of the heartbeat of the programs that I've been, is you build your program with high school kids. If you're trying to get quick fixes all the time, these two things, you have too many holes to plug, and those guys are just leaving in 2 years, and so now you got new holes to plug. And so you want to build your program with high school kids. Now, your second part of the question about local kids, we need to do a little better job in the Valley this next year recruiting. It's on me. We didn't have our staff together. We had enough guys going out. We need to get guys out of the Valley because that's local for us also. But the Corpus area, to get the type of kids that we can get out of Corpus in 1 month's time, I mean that tells me that we can do very well at Corpus. There's some kids coming up this year that are juniors right now that are going to be seniors that we're already on. We're already working with, and obviously we got to put a good product on the field to continue to have the excitement in the local areas. But yeah, I mean we want to stay local with those kids. We got to go out and get some guys from the Houston, San Antonio area, Austin, things like that. But there's players in the Corpus Christi area. You know what? There are some positions, and to be honest with you, I don't know them as well as I should, and there's a reason behind that. The reason is I don't want our players on our team right now to feel like I'll back it up and I'll explain a better way. I want them all to feel like they're on the same playing level right now. That whether they need a second chance because of things they've done in the past, or whether they were starters, 3-year starters. I want them all to be on the same level right now to increase the level of competition that there is in a program. I think that's something that might have been lacking in the past is just guys holding each other accountable to keep their tails off to get the team better. And so I think that's happened so far. And again, we've only been here for 4 weeks and really just 2 weeks with our workouts with our kids. But the effort level and the competition level that we've seen so far is kind of fulfilling what I want to have done, where everybody feels like they're equal, whether they were the 8th-string quarterback last year, the 1st-string quarterback. They're all on the same level playing field right now, and they're all working extremely hard. So I know there's holes. Every team, the New England Patriots have holes that they got to fill. But, I don't want to know them right now because I want these guys to work hard and learn to trust us as coaching staff and to work hard for each other. What else? Make it easy. Come on. He is. Yeah. He's a good looker. Yeah, that is good. You know what? You would look at his height, and as a prototypical quarterback, he's probably not as tall as a pro style offense would love because you're under center so much. But you look at the guy that really he should be a 2-time defending Super Bowl champion. He had the interception at the end. Russell Wilson, he's 5'10", and the stuff that he's done is unbelievable. So the things that you look at in a quarterback sometimes are missed when you just look at height and arm strength. And like I said, this kid being a 4-year starter and the intangible things that he brings to the table are you really can't measure. And so I'm excited about that. He's going to fit our system because he's productive, he's smart, he studies the game, and that's important to him. And I can work with that. you know what, going into they both came in the same time on their visits, and it wasn't on purpose. We did not know that. Like I said, we went out January 5th and said, hey, let's go find people, and you know, just kind of like throwing dice out to see which guys are going to come back, and they just happened to come on the same weekend, and you know, that very early they saw each other, they were here, and they sat with each other the whole time, and we knew there was a connection, so we learned that, and they both basically committed at the same time. So yeah, that was fun to find out that relationship. Yeah, we're we're still working on it. That's the thing with Division II recruiting. That's so different than Division I. Now those guys in Tuscaloosa and places that are announcing the recruiting classes right now, they're looking towards the next year, right? Division II, we're still recruiting for this year, and so we're going to fill those needs, right? I mean, there's probably going to be 2 more guys that sign tonight, and we're bringing more kids on campus this weekend, for example. And so we're still working. You know, you look at what we signed so far, and it's probably a little offensive heavy. We need to go get some defensive guys, and that's what we're going to go do as well. But I mean, you know, it's a work in progress in Division II level, so we're always working. Anybody else? Yeah, I mean, whenever you can get a winner in your program, it's invaluable. I'll just tell you a little story, and it has a little bit to do with your question. I'll probably bore you, and it'll be a lengthy story. You guys will find out about me sometime. But I interviewed every one of our players for about 15 minutes each, right? And I asked them what our program needs, what are our deficiencies in our program, and just about every one of them said the things that you might expect with a team that's not used to winning right now, right? The only guy that talked to me about what was going on the football field, whether it be in practice or the game, the way things were going, was from a winning program. And I knew immediately because of his questions that he's from a winning program. And so those guys bring something to the table that you just can't recruit. You know, they've been coached well, they've been taught well, they work their tails off, and yeah, that stuff is invaluable. You know what? And I'm gonna take the politician's route on this one. Uh, I really do. I feel like just signing 25 guys, where less than a month ago we had 0 names on the board. It's unbelievable. You know, certainly there's some guys that, you know, on paper or on the film you might get a little bit more excited about than the next guy. But each of these guys, they're guys that are football players. They're going to help us win football games. And so I'm excited about all 25. Anybody else? Yeah. Um, you know what? That's something that we talked about off the record, just not to give away some of the stuff that we're going to do on offense. But he's going to be a tackle. I'll put it that way. He's gonna be a tackle. I wish. I wish. Now we've got some defensive coaches and offensive coaches that don't even know how to line their kids up yet. And so we got to teach our coaches the schemes that we're going to run, and then as quickly as possible convey some of that stuff to our players before we start. Right? Uh, Thinking in my mind, what did I tell you? Is it March 20th? April 20th? No, it's March 25th. We added April 25th. Yeah, March 25th is our first day of spring practice. Right? So we're going to go from March 25th to April 25th. Spring game is going to be April 25th. So we got a little bit of time to get ready for that. Yeah, you know, yes and no. You know, you guys will find out about me. I really don't get too stressed out. And I was always kind of chuckle at coaches that do because they're going to sign, coach. Relax. But there were a couple of guys that didn't sign, so I'm texting my coach, hey, what's going on here? But we're pretty good. So it's a relief that it went how we planned, I guess. But so that was good. There were no surprises today. Which I know other teams, there's plenty of surprises going on right now where guys are going to sign. So. Anybody else? Hey, thank you.